Did you know that Australia was once called New Holland? This intriguing name originated in 1644, coined by none other than the Dutch seafarer Abel Tasman. On his voyage, Tasman made the bold decision to name the western and north coast of Australia as New Holland. Interestingly, despite many Dutch expeditions visiting the coast over the next 200 years, the harsh reality of apparent lack of water and fertile soil deterred any attempt at establishing a permanent settlement. Even though the Dutch never claimed any territory in Australia, the name New Holland stuck around for quite some time. But how did New Holland become Australia, you ask? Well, it's a fascinating tale of colonization and geographical nomenclature. The British colonization of Australia in the late 18th century marked the beginning of a significant shift. Despite the British presence, the name New Holland clung onto the continent for several more decades. It was a name deeply etched into maps, documents, and the minds of the people. Meanwhile, the term Australia was being used to describe the unknown southern polar continent. As the 19th century progressed, the colonial authorities began to reconsider the name of their burgeoning colony. It was during this period that the name Australia was gradually adopted, not for the mysterious South Polar land, but for the island continent itself. This was a slow process, a gradual transition that took place over years and even decades. This renaming left a gap in continental nomenclature for 80 years. The South Polar continent, once called Australia, was nameless until the early 20th century. Despite this, the name New Holland did not disappear overnight. It stubbornly persisted in atlases, in literature, and in the everyday conversations of the people. So, while the name New Holland faded into the pages of history books, it survived for many decades in atlases, literature, and everyday conversation, a lingering testament to Australia's rich and complex past. Comment below and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.